Welcome back to another episode of Greeny's Corner. Still in its early days, but I'm new to all this. I'm new to this game, so give me a chance. Yeah. So this topic, I'm going to talk about sports personality of the year. Something I've been watching for years and years. All the way I'd say to about I've watched it for well over 10 years, and the sort of pick of the bunch you would never expect. As you've got footballers and you've got athletics. I mean, all inspirational people within some sense. But you know, you take last year. You know, Mo Farah, shock winner. The bookies had him at 200 to 1. Before they even broadcasted it. And I think it officially went down to 33 to 1 before he won. Massive shock. I can't remember if it was before or after. He was so knighted as a sir. However, it is what it is. He did possess some fantastic achievements and sort of surpassed Andy Joshua, who's a 6-4 favourite that year. This year is very interesting. So, tonight it's on at 7 o'clock. It officially starts, but they're actually doing something different this year. So what they're doing is they're sort of having judges break it down. So I think they're picking out 5 people. It's just a different structure this year. So all the people, you see on a you go to a bookies and you see all these names. You might see about 50 people on the list. Only 5 people are going to be considered for it. I mean, it's becoming a little bit selective in my opinion. It's becoming a little bit disgusting, because actually, you've got so many fantastic sports men and women alike that have, really brought sport and a generation of sport, not just UK, but on a global level. I mean, younger generation like myself. I mean, think about 20 years time, sport is still going to be an iconic moment that everyone's going to appreciate. Commonwealth Games, boxing, huge. Football, World Cup. You've got all these little sports coming there. You've got hockey and even rugby, which is quite popular within the UK. So it's massive. You've got MMA coming into the UK in 2019. Absolutely massive. It's just expanding all the time. So this video is just going to give you an insight to what I think and who I think should win. So I go on my phone now. Well, I'm not going to tell you the bookmaker, because obviously that's, I might get in trouble for it. But if I go on, this bookmaker, just give me 1 second. Got all these apps on my phone. A to Z Sports. So I do believe Harry Kane is the favourite. He's drifted out to 2-1. If he was that strong, why is he a 2-1 favourite? I mean, yeah, 2-1. It's not really a strong favourite in my opinion. Then you've got Geraint Thomas, get about 9-4 shot. I'm looking now. I mean, these weren't the prices about half hour to an hour ago. That's what amazes me as well. Lewis Hamilton 7-2. Tyson Fury 4-1. Right. I looked on there about an hour and a half ago. He was 12-1, and I think it was 4 hours ago. Full ends. Hasn't even started yet. The bookmakers are bizarre. Then you've got Dina Asher-Smith at 12s. Got Lizzie Arnold at 22s. Ronnie O'Sullivan's drifted out to 33-1 from 8-1. Like I said, how do the bookmakers know what is going on before it's even started? You've got all these other names: Alistair Cook, Adam Peaty, Jonathan Weir. A couple of these, I think, got into the top spot last year. Jordan Pickford, Sterling, Rose, Joshua, Bellew. But yeah, quite an interesting mix. So I'm just going to give you, to the point, short and blunt of it, because I'm sure a lot of people are watching this right now. You might have a little bet on your phone. But let's break it down. So, got Harry Kane. Okay, I don't think he deserves to win it. I don't think he will win it. Why? Alright, scored, what, 6 or 7 goals in the World Cup? What, three of them were from penalty spots. It's a joke. He won the Golden Boot. Okay, yeah, it's an iconic moment for English football. Yeah, but Harry Kane, really, a role model, sports personality? I don't think so. Not at this moment. I don't think he's reached his prime yet. Even though I'm not a massive Harry Kane fan myself, not just because he plays for Tottenham, but I don't think he's that great. You look at the likes of Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker, and Bobby Moore. All these names. Paul Scholes. I know he's not a striker, but all these English players, they just absolutely beasted the game. And Harry Kane is not a beast in my opinion. He's got flaws in his game. You look at the game the other day. Excuse my French. They played Burnley. They struggled to score against Burnley, one of the supposedly best strikers in the world. Struggled against Burnley. I do believe it was Christian Eriksen that scored 91st minute win or something ridiculous. 1-0 Tottenham. Oh my God, it's inevitable. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's got all the fantastic players around. You've got Lucas Moura. He used to be quite a good player at PSG. I think Son was playing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Son was playing on the left. Strong player. You've got all these players around him. They've got so much quality. So there's no excuse for him whatsoever to absolutely tear up, a very weak side such as Burnley. Okay, a couple of goals here and there. That would have really put him in the front run for me if he showed consistent performances, not just World Cup, but in the Premier League to actually score goals on a regular basis. Okay, so I don't think he's going to win. Period. I don't think he deserves the top 3, to be honest. Who else we got? So Geraint Thomas. Now, it's unfair for me to say, but Geraint Thomas, I don't really know him. He's a cyclist, I do believe. I think there's a lot going with him. He's not a very well-known name, which might be one of the reasons why he doesn't win this year. I mean, he's priced at 9-4, but he's a second favourite, and he's a racing cyclist. But again, he's Welsh. Now, I'm not saying there's anything bad about Welsh people, but sports personality have got a really big thing. If we look in the past and look in the history, he's a big advocate for British winners. Okay, we'll go through some of the winners here in the past. So, 1 second. Right, Lewis Hamilton. Right, past winners. Here we go. You can tell I'm not very organised straight away. Bradley Wiggins, 2012, Lewis Hamilton, 2014, Mo Farah, 2017. List goes on, if we go further down the line, if I can get it. Here we go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you my strong opinions and controversial perspectives, alright? 2001, David Beckham. 2002, Paula Radcliffe. 2003, Johnny Wilkinson. 2004, Dame Kelly Holmes. Andrew Flintoff, 05. Zara Phillips, 06. Joe Kazaki, 07. So Chris Hoy, 08. Alright, Ryan Giggs is Welsh, 09. Okay, and you got AP McCoy. Is he British? Again, Sir Bradley Wiggins, Mark Cavendish, 11. Andy Murray, I know he's not fully English, but we do back him as an Englishman. Lewis Hamilton, 14. Andy Murray twice, 15 and 16. Mo Farah and 17. You can clearly see, that the British public, whether it's not fixed or not, it goes down to a public vote, and people want a British winner, and that is what has been shown within the past. Now, Geraint Thomas, that could work against him. He's Welsh. I'm not saying it will. You've had Ryan Giggs in the past that's won. Fantastic footballer, fantastic, iconic role model for the sport. Good player at Man United. But will he win? He's not a brand name, is he? I don't think he will. Cycling is not big enough at this moment in time for him to win. So, we'll move on. Lewis Hamilton. He's had a fantastic year as always. Again, but Formula One is not popular. I don't believe it's that popular. You know, the coverage for it is not big enough. However, I will go on to another topic in a minute about why Lewis Hamilton could be a winner for Sports Personality of the Year. But, you know, if we go on to Hamilton, I'm not sure exactly, I don't follow Formula One, but we'll have a look. So, I read something that he's not attending Sports Personality, but that must be a load of codswallop. But we'll have a look. Did he win at Silverstone? I believe he did. I'm just trying to find an article on him. It's difficult. Lewis Hamilton wins 5th Formula One world title at Mexico Grand Prix. Yeah. Dominating, and I don't know if it was in Mexico itself, but clearly showing dominance, period. Yeah, the guy just consistently wins all the time. Lewis Hamilton wins 2018 Formula One Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Dominating again. That was in 25th November. 7th of October, Lewis Hamilton wins Japanese GP and closes on 5th world title. Guy's an absolute powerhouse. And, you know, got a lot of respect for him. You know, even if I don't watch much of it myself, Formula One, you know, there's a lot of skill that goes into driving these high octane cars. There's a lot of danger, there's a lot of risk involved. Yeah. So, you know, for that reason, and the achievements and the accolades he has had, could make him a strong favourite. He's also won it before, like I mentioned a couple of years ago. So, who knows? The momentum might work with him. You know, but you know, if he doesn't show up, it's ridiculous. You know, talking about trainers. If he doesn't show up, that could work against him as well, because public eye want to see the role model in front of him on the TV. You know, speaking. I don't want to see him on a computer screen somewhere, I don't know, in the Maldives. You know, have a cocktail in his hand. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see him there making an effort. You know, doing the country proud, showing us, you know, that we can back Formula One and back him as a role model for this year's Sports Personality. And get away from that. Tyson Fury, oh my God, 3-1. I can't believe it. It's Tyson Fury now as the third favourite. From 14s when I looked a few hours ago, he's now 3-1. I wish I put a bet on it. I've got a double with him. I put a double with him and Derek Chisora next week. Knockout. I think that's going to be a tear. I tell you, but I'll go on to White and Chisora on another topic. But you know, we'll look at this, right? Tyson Fury. Listen, British guy. You know, he might have an Irish heritage somewhere, but you know, fought Klitschko in 2015. You know, he upset the world, caused a massive shock. But for the British public, you know, he showed, you know, he overcame adversity, beating, you know, a fantastic boxer in Klitschko on his home soil. Sorry. So you know, that was 3 years ago. Since then, you know, he got into a lot of drugs, drinking. You know, made a lot of bad decisions. Had one sesh too many. You know, but everyone loves a good sesh, right? But on a serious note, you know, he come back and, you know, I watched the fight, stayed up, you know, with my crutch, his bloody arm. You know, I couldn't walk at the time. I had to sleep downstairs on the sofa. Watched it, BT Sport. And I thought, do you know what, this guy, there's something about it. I think, you know, with the experience I've had in mental health as well, within my personal life, I've got a lot of respect for that. And though I don't like his boxing style, excuse me, I don't like his boxing style at all. But you know, he's very slick. There's no doubt about it. He's very slick indeed. The way he moves around the ring, he moves like a middleweight. But you know, the guy, you know, it just hits me there a little bit because you know, it's the things that he's done for the sport, and you know, to actually get it's very controversial, that draw, but you know, get away from that. You know, some of the challenges he's had to face. I mean, you know, I always moan about my weight, and, you know, being out of shape and letting myself go. But the guy has gone from what, 27, 28 stone, something like that, and he's fighting a heavyweight champion of the world. It's like a Rocky Balboa underdog sort of story, which I like. I love an underdog. And Tyson Fury is one of my top picks to win Sports Personality. You know, I do believe he can win. He should be in the top three. I'll be very surprised if he isn't in the top three. Moving on from that, Dina Asher-Smith. I don't really know a lot about Dina Asher-Smith, you know. Doesn't roll off the tongue, you know. Dina Asher-Smith. I mean, I have to look this up because I don't know who she is. An Olympic athlete. Olympic athletes are very popular, like Mo Farah won last year. So, you know, she's a British sprinter. Is she really an Ennis? Debatable. She is a 2016-2018 European champion at 200 metres and the 2018 European champion at 100 metres. Okay. Okay, she's done a lot for the sport, but I don't think a lot of people know about her. Again, you know, but she's representing Britain, so again that could work for her. You get a price on her now at 12s. You know, that might drop, that might increase. I don't know a lot about her personally, so I don't think she'll get involved. But again, you've got Dina Asher-Smith, Lizzie Arnold. I will say that. So just from this list, Laura Kenny, a massive 500 to 1 outsider. I don't even know who that is. Okay, no disrespect. I don't know who she is whatsoever. Okay, she's probably a very successful person, but to be 500 to 1 in one of the biggest events is a joke, really. So we'll look at that. There's only 3 women within that list. Now that's just a general list, hasn't actually been made up yet. But you know, it's difficult because if you look at the past, you know, the past winners have all been dominated by males. Yeah, always been dominated by males. That sport itself has been dominated by. I'm not gender biased whatsoever. You know, sport has been dominated by a male generation. You know, you look at football, World Cup. You know, it's all men. You know, no one gives a monkeys about women's football for whatever reason. I think it's hot. I like watching a woman, you know, kick a ball about now and then. But you know, oof. But it's, I don't know, men. There's something about a man. You know, there's an old school sort of thing where the man, you know, is courageously, you know, showing his physical prowess or whatever it is. But I have to say, you know, the women in particular, especially feminism. I've got nothing against feminism whatsoever, or women's rights. You know, you've got gender pay increases for women that are starting to come up. You've even got sort of, you know, I went to Germany to see my mate that was staying there, staying in Essen. We drove into this little car park in Düsseldorf, and I saw, you know, women only car parking space. I thought, well, a bit much. Do you know what I mean? Like, why can't a man park there? But then again, a woman might say, why is a man got all this? So you know, it's all you know, a bit biased sometimes. But like I said, women are on the rise. You can see that within sport. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jessica Ennis. I think she's hot. I don't give a shit. I don't give 2 hoots if she was pregnant or not. I'd give her a go. I don't mean that disrespect whatsoever. I'd give her one. But you know, women, you know, I think should be more considered within sport. You know, I watched. I'm surprised she ain't in it as well. Katie Taylor, fantastic fighter again. I follow her. Well, she won the other night. You know, her fight, and she's a very smooth boxer. Nicole Adams, I don't know what happened to her. She was an Olympic gold boxer for Britain. I don't know what happened to her, but again, another fantastic role model for boxing. So, you know, all these women, they need to put themselves out there. I think you need a strong character. But at this moment in time, I don't think it's going to be strong enough, you know, for a woman to go over the line this time for Sports Personality of the Year. So, you know, it is a shame. But, you know, I think you got Ronnie O'Sullivan, which I said 33 to 1 in there. It's ridiculous. I might have a little punt on it, you know. Fuck. How can a bookmaker know what the odds are going to be of, you know, a sports person before the show's even started? It's ridiculous. 33 to 1. He was 80 the other day. Ronnie O'Sullivan. I love him. I love snooker. Yeah. I think it's fantastic, you know. What he's done, you know, he's had like 1,000 centuries. Could you imagine having 100 breaks, 1,000? No, so yeah. Centuries, hundreds, yeah. No, but he's had so many centuries, and he's so many 147s and so many achievements. I think, oh, I just can't keep up with the guy. Again, he's also got a personality, you know. You know, he deliberately misses 147 breaks and makes 146 because the prize money isn't enough for him. I mean, you know, it's just entertainment at its finest. Now, I might be a bit cocky, but it shows he's not a boring person. You know, it shows he's got a bit of oomph and he can do whatever he wants. Again, you know, this is a sports snooker that's broadcasted on. Sorry, it's broadcast on BBC. Sports Personality have got a massive thing. I'm sorry to say it, they've got a massive thing for BBC winners, and that's why I think Ronnie O'Sullivan could be, you know, could have a good chance this year. So Ronnie O'Sullivan is going into my list. You know, BBC Sports Personality, they're always going to advocate BBC winners because they're going to want to, you know, promote that brand or promote that sport. You know, obviously with more views that they get of that particular sport, the more revenue that they get. It's business. You know, you can just see it. You know, Olympics again on BBC. You know, you could have a BBC, you could have an Olympic winner, you could have a snooker player, you might have a golf winner. Who knows? But you know, there's a strong likelihood that the winner could be broadcasted from the BBC, and that's why I do believe not only that, but his personality is why Ronnie O'Sullivan gets in the top 3 for me personally. Got Tyson Fury, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Tough, because I don't really know his players. Alistair Cook again. Is cricket a Channel 4 sport? I don't know, but I hate cricket. I can't stand it. Right? I can't stand cricket. But the guy apparently pulled off some absolute miracle within the cricket industry. You know, I think he made a century or something within his last game, and he wasn't expecting people on the edge of their seats. A massive achievement for him, personally. So, Alistair Cook. So, I'll just have a little history of that. Key moment in Alistair Cook's record-breaking England career. I think he made that century. So he's retired. So could a retired sportsman claim the prize? I mean, you know, it does have that sort of twang to it, that sort of heritage to it. You know, someone that's retired. You know, they've got all their achievements. Could it be possible? 40 to 1 shot. You never know. I don't think cricket's big enough personally, so he's not going to be in my top 3. I'm going to skip over a few of these because I don't believe they've got a chance. Now, Anthony Joshua, that always crops up. Last year, he was a 2 to 1 going into a 4 to 6 favourite. I do believe he was a 4 to 6 favourite last year. Yeah, absolutely smashed Klitschko. Went down twice, Klitschko. Joshua went down himself, but showed a lot of character to get back up and dominate that round and actually win against, like I said, a very excellent fighter in Klitschko. Anthony Joshua's done a lot for the sport. He's only had, what, 20 odd fights, 22 fights, but He is a champ. He's a unified champion. He's British. He is a role model. You know, he's not someone that slags people off a lot, or you know, he's very humble. Comes from a humble background, humble, nice, warming family. Anthony Joshua, you know, someone I can relate to personally. Come from a genuine background. Me personally, I come from nothing, so you know, I can relate to Joshua in that sense. You know, but Joshua's done a lot for the sport. You know, he wants that fourth belt. He wants Wilder's belt. And I don't think that should be going against him whatsoever. With Fury getting in there and doing negotiations like he did, I don't think that should go against him one bit. 100-to-1 shot. Would you not put a tenner each way on it? I mean, I am. And I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua is going to be my third outsider pick. He was favourite last year. I mean, why can't he be favourite this year, or go into at least the top three? Oh, what? Because he fought Povetkin. Yeah, Povetkin's still a tough opponent. You know, I think he's retained his belts what 6 times. He's retained his belts. He's a people's champion in and out of the ring. So got to give him that, right? So I think, you know, I'm gonna have a little punt on him. You know, who wouldn't? If you get fifth of the odds, you still get 20-to-1. That'd be quite nice. Hopefully he's in the judges category, whatever it is. But I think, yeah, he's got a good chance. 100-to-1. Why not? So Tyson Fury is going to win. You've got Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to come second, and I think the outsider Anthony Joshua 100-to-1. That's my pick. But I will mention one name before I wrap this up, because we talk about World Cup. You know, England, iconic semi-final. Okay, we didn't go against a lot of good opponents, but we showed a lot of character, and I think we can take that forward within the 2022 World Cup. Okay, now I don't believe Harry Kane's a great player, but what a player Jordan Pickford was within that World Cup. You know, he made some iconic saves for us. You know, within that penalty shootout against Colombia, and you know, under a lot of pressure. He's only young. I don't know if he's younger than me. I'm nearly 25 in a week. So you know, it's massive. Jordan Pickford. I mean, you know, what a fantastic goalkeeper. And no one expects it whatsoever. You know, he had that sort of underdog, dark horse mentality. Listen, he thought, you know, I'm gonna prove people wrong. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna make people believe that we can do this, that we can win this, and you know, we can do this with the nation backing us. Oh yeah, just because I play for Everton doesn't mean I can't be a top goalkeeper. You know, I mean, look at Joe Hart. He went from Man City, now he's a nobody at Burnley. But you know, you look at Jordan Pickford. You know, well, he's iconic. He should be proud of what he's done, and I think he should be in the running. I mean, Jordan Pickford on there is 100-to-1 as well. Why not? Huh? Jordan Pickford, young, you know, shows a lot of character, true strength, true mental strength, ability to cope under pressure. Oh yeah, he hasn't got all the achievements in the world, but he will. He's not even in the pinnacle yet. He's not in the prime yet. He's not in his personal prime yet, but he will be. Watch that space, I'm telling you. So, you know, if I had to pick a top 5, I'd have Tyson Fury, Ronnie O'Sullivan, going from the judges. Tyson Fury, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Anthony Joshua, Pickford. Now, one more. Who would I have? Who would I have? Tough. Lewis Hamilton. I do like Lewis Hamilton, but just something doesn't make me go, oof. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't make me do that whatsoever. Not in a gay way, but you know, I don't think he has that much public backing. So we'll go for, told you it's a controversial channel. Oh, Tony Bellew, 200 to 1. Knocked David Hayes down within two. He beat him twice. Yeah, a fantastic achievement as well. But David Hay was past his prime. If he beat Usyk, he definitely would have been a contender for sports personality. But for that reason, Bellew's not going to win it. And you can't have two boxers. It's tough. It's tough because you got Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. So I might be contradicting myself there, but these are the people I like, and these are the people I think are going to be in that pole position. Jonathan Weir, I mean, he's a motorsport character. Whatever reason, got into the top 3 last year, so he's going to make my top 5. So we've got Tyson Fury 1, wins it. Ronnie O'Sullivan comes 2nd. We've got 3rd. We've got Andy Joshua as the outsider. And then obviously the other 2 that might be in contention, you've got Pickford. And then you've got Jonathan Weir. I think Jonathan Weir is a 50 to 1 shot. So, take your pick. I believe Tyson Fury, he deserves to win, and I think it'll give him the confidence to smash Wilder. I think he'll outbox Wilder again, and then just to tear up with him and Joshua. It's got to happen. He's going to have a belt. Joshua's going to have 3 belts. It's going to be the biggest sporting moment in history, for sure. Someone's going to claim them belts. Whether it's 3 to 1 or 1 to 3 belts, someone's got to take all them belts, and an all British tear up besides White and Chisora. Yeah, so watch this space. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take on board my comments. The show does start at 7 o'clock. I do think the result is at 9. I'm going to be watching it, so do watch it, and who knows? Who's going to be sitting in Greeny's corner soon? Alright, hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget all that cliche crap to subscribe to this channel. Hopefully see you guys soon. Alright, take care. God bless.